Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 110, and verse 3. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. In the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning, thou hast the dew of thy youth. I want to give all honor, glory, and infinite praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai Ba'asham B'chakadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect scattered abroad, pushing his truth and sincerity. Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai Ba'asham B'chakadash Barakatam. To you Zaquanium, Wa'akim, Wa'agwafium, you elders, you brothers, you sisters, the hopeful elect, out there laboring, keeping the commandments to the best of your ability, giving diligence to make your calling and election sure, and of course, keeping faith in Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, in these last days. This is Brother Pashai, Ba'al Yahshua, and this will be a quick lesson through the spirit of power Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai on the elect men will be highly sought after in the perilous times that's coming on this earth. You see, when all hell breaking loose in the society, great confusion, evils, famines, pestilences, wars, race wars and riots, seditions, insurrections, martial law, the elect men will be highly sought after. The Israelites will be willing in the day of thy power. Once the Most High blessed those men with spiritual powers, Lord willing, part of that number, you brothers listening, with them spiritual powers, you see people going to seek after us, man. For understanding, for wisdom. Women gonna flock to us, for protection. You see, they're gonna seek answers in a confused world, man. They're gonna seek stability, because they're gonna see how the men of the Lord are stable when all hell breaks loose in the society, man. Understand that the men of the Lord gonna have a sound mind, self-control, when everyone else is panicking, bugging the hell out. People gonna let loose their inner demons during that time, man. Women gonna be getting raped and ravished. Men gonna be getting killed, lynched. Shot to death, stabbed up. You see, you're gonna have gang members carving up territory, different blocks. You go down a certain block, it's gonna be like a autonomous zone. Basically a lawless, zone right there. It's gonna be a lawless society, period, man. That's what Esau gonna enforce martial law. Order out of chaos. Order ad chaos. You see, so during that time, the elect men will be highly sought after, man. Also going into the famine of the word, people gonna seek to hear the words of the Lord. They're gonna seek the prophets. They're gonna look for the prophets. You have men looking for the prophets, you see, to try to get the understanding what's going on, but they're not going to find them. Women going to seek the prophets for protection, to take away their reproach, you see. So these are the times that we're approaching, man. Let's read this one more time. Psalms 110 verse 3. Thy people shall be willing. So during that time, the Israelites can be willing to get down with this truth. They're going to be willing to finally listen and stop scoffing and mocking during this time when they see the power, because the elect men going to have spiritual powers, man. You see, they're gonna be flying, raising the dead, healing the sick, cleansing the leper, you know what I'm saying? Healing the blind, all types of powers, man. Powers like you seen in the video clip that played in the intro. That was from the brother channel, Manatazak Banyamya on 144. He makes beautiful videos, uplifting, exhorting videos through the spirit, man. When brothers get them spiritual powers, they can be all types of things. Yahweh Shah said, the works that I do shall ye do, and even greater works than these shall ye do. So with these times is coming. Once Esau come down with great wrath upon the children of Israel, the scriptures say, what? Then shall they be known who are my chosen. You see? So everyone gonna know who the men of the Lord are. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna be looking for the men of the Lord. We're gonna be infamous. Lord willing, I'm part of that number, and you brothers listening. You see? Lord willing. Right? We're part of that number. Out of Ram Ratazah, we're part of that number, man. Because when all hell break loose, people gonna look for us for answers. Right? And they always show you that in different post-apocalyptic movies. When like all hell break loose, people start going to like the pastors, or people go to people with somewhat understanding and ask them what's going on, why is this happening, and they'll start going to different books. But we have the answers, man. It's all in the scriptures. The Lord revealed his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. So when all hell break loose in the society, the elected men will be highly sought after, and that's when Isaiah 4:1 gonna come to pass. Isaiah the 32nd chapter, Isaiah the 13, I believe verse 12, how the Lord gonna make the men of the Lord more precious than fine gold. You see, 2nd Ezra 15 and 16 chapter gonna be coming to pass, all hell breaking loose, cannibalism, famines, pestilences, evils growing on the earth, confusion. So when all of that's going on the earth, people gonna seek after the men of the Lord. They're gonna see the power. They're gonna see how the men of the Lord are stable, during that time. They're gonna seek after them. They're gonna seek after you, you brothers doing this work, man, listening diligently, what I'm saying? They're gonna seek after the men of the Lord, man. Understand that. Let's read this again. Psalm 110 verse 3. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. So that's when they're gonna be willing to get down with this truth. You see? In the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning, thou hast the dew of thy youth. Right? Now I want to get Isaiah. You see, because the times that's approaching is gonna be bad, man. It's gonna be some scary, terrible, dark, gloomy times. Right? Let's read Isaiah 13. And I'm gonna start at verse 9. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh. And we know the day of the Lord is what? Darkness and not light. So behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. So sinners are gonna be getting killed left and right during this time. Amos the 9th chapter says what? All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword. Which say the evil shall not prevent it or nor overtake us, man. So a lot of Israelites gonna get put to death in these last days, man. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, right? Let's read it on down. Verse 10. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. Verse 11. And I will punish the world for their evil. So the Lord getting ready to punish this world for his evil, man. You see? And the wicked for their iniquity. And I'll cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. So anyone out there walking with a proud spirit on them, the Lord gonna cause that to cease, man. A lot of our women are proud. A lot of our men are proud, man. The Lord gonna cause that to cease in this time. And he said what? And will lay low the hardiness of the terrible. Now watch this. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. And what man is that? The elect men, which I pray I'm a part of that number, and you brothers listening, I pray you're part of that number as well, man. The elect men of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. The Lord said he's gonna make us more precious than fine gold, man. So people gonna be seeking after us, man. Looking for us. We're gonna be more valuable than gold, fine gold. Even than the most finest gold, we're gonna be more valued than that. You see, like right now you got celebrities, they can walk down the block and people flock to them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let me get your autograph, and but in that day it's gonna be like a different vibration. They're gonna see the men of the Lord, they're gonna flock to them, but they're gonna be scared, man, because the power that the men of the Lord gonna have. But they're gonna still flock to them to get answers, you know what I'm saying? The women gonna flock to them, and beg them to basically lay with them, you know what I'm saying? So to take away their reproach, and they're gonna want to get delivered, they're gonna want to eat during the famine. They're not gonna want to get raped and ravished by the mercenary troops and lawless people out here, you see, during a lawless society. So they're gonna seek after the men of the Lord, right? Let's read on down. So verse 13. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, in the day of his fierce anger, right? And that's also going to when the missiles hit, So all this can be happening right before the missiles hit, man. Right, verse 14, and it shall be as the chase roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. So it's gonna be race wars going on during this time. All hell breaking loose in the society. People gonna flock to their own people. You got Ishmaelites flocking to Ishmaelites. Moabites flocking to Moabites. Hamites flocking with Hamites. People gonna flock to their own people, and you're gonna have them trying to leave and go back to their own land. They're gonna try to leave this place, Babylon the Great. You see, and anyone that's joined with them shall be thrust through. Like, say if you got Israelite women that's flocking to Edomite men right now, when whole break loose in that society, they're gonna get thrust through, man. They're gonna get put to death. They're gonna fall by the sword. The modern day sword is the gun, and the ultimate sword is the missiles, man. Watch this, verse 16. This is the point I want to bring out. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. So kids are gonna be getting dashed to pieces, man. Eaten alive. All types of stuff gonna be happening during this time. Evil times are coming on this earth, man. That's why the elect men will be highly sought after. I'm gonna get some precepts on that as well, right? So it says, verse 16, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished. So women gonna be getting raped and ravished, man. By men out here in a lawless society. You see? Is there more I want to get on that? I'll read on down. Verse 17, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. But the point I want to bring out is during this time where men going crazy, becoming like the Joker, giving into the evil wolf demonic desires, they're gonna be just grabbing women up and just raping them, and killing them and eating them. So women gonna seek out their men that can protect them, which are the men of the Lord, the elect men, not any regular man. You see? Verse 18, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. So during this time, man, they're not gonna spare children, man. They're not gonna care if you're newborn, 2, 4, 5. They don't care, man. People gonna be just in a bugged out state. It's gonna be iniquity. The scripture say what? Iniquity shall abound, shall the love of money. Let me get that precept very fast. Right, Matthew 24. Right, Matthew 24 and verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, which is sin upon sin, the love of many shall wax cold. So during that time, the love of many gonna wax cold. People gonna become cold-hearted, man. People gonna give into their inner demonic desires. You see, but not the men of the Lord. Right, verse 19, and Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, this is Babylon talking about America, right? The glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency, Salakia, shall be as when the Most High Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. And how did the Lord destroy Sodom and Gomorrah? Fire, fire and brimstone, right? And that fire and brimstone today is in the form of what? The missiles. You see, verse 20 goes on to say what? It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. That's the point I want to bring out, though, right? So let me get another precept, trying to stay on topic, right? So the elect men will be highly sought after in the world to come. Let's get Isaiah 32, since I just brought that out. Isaiah 32 and verse 2. Matter of fact, before I read this, I want to get this, Jeremiah 30th chapter, right? Jeremiah 30 and verse 4. And these are the words that the Lord spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah, both kingdoms. Israel, the northern kingdom, Ephraim on down to Issachar, and Judah, the southern kingdom, which is Judah, Benjamin, Levi. Verse 5. For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling and of fear and not of peace. Ask ye now and see whether man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. So during this time, grown men are going to be screaming and howling like women in travail, like a woman that's about to give birth. So what do you think women going to be doing in this day? Women going to be shitting bricks, man. You see? Verse 7, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it, right? It's no day that's going to be like Jacob's trouble, man, right? Verse 7 says what? Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it, the elect. Going to be saved out of it during that time. So during this time of Jacob's trouble, you're going to have this, Isaiah 32 and verse 2, right? And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, right? And that wind symbolizes what? Destruction. You see what I'm saying? Like going to Revelation, the 7th chapter, it talks about how the 4 angels holding back the 4 winds, that it won't hurt the earth. Once the elect get sealed, that's when they're going to let loose or the destruction. You see, the plagues, pestilences, all types of stuff, right? So verse 2 again. And a man, the elect men, right, shall be as an hiding place from the wind, destruction, and a covert from the tempest as rivers of water in a dry place. So an elect man in that day gonna be like rivers of water in a dry place, like a desert, man. Imagine a place where there's no water at all, and then you come across some water. It's like refreshing. It's like, yes, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna be a man of the Lord in that day, So the women gonna flock to the men. You can have even men trying to flock to the men of the Lord to get answers, to get wisdom. They're gonna seek understanding, from the times that's approaching. But mainly you're gonna have women flocking to them for protection, guidance, and they're gonna want to make it, man. They're gonna want to stay by his side. You see? But for the vast majority, it's through. You know what I'm saying? The elect men gonna have a whole nother spirit on them in that day. You see, they're gonna be able to read minds, types of stuff, to discern spirits, So verse 2 again, and a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as a shadow of a great rock in a weary land. Imagine it's real hot, you know what I'm saying? You get some shade, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh yes, finally some shade, man. That sun was killing me. That's the men of the Lord in that day, that shade, man. Those rivers of waters in a dry place. Verse 3, and the eyes of them that see shall not be dim, and the ears of them that hear shall hearken. Right? I'm gonna go back to this chapter, but before I go back to that, I want to get this to prove what I'm saying, how the men of the Lord gonna be highly sought after, you know what I'm saying? Of course by women, but even you have men seeking understanding. People in general seeking understanding during this confusing time, right? Because during this time, the land gonna be barren of faith. People not gonna understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures talk about too, how it's gonna be great confusion, right? Which is America, Babylon the Great, but Baal means confusion. But let's read this, 2 Esdras 5 and verse 9. And salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit, which is wisdom, hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into a secret chamber. Now I'm gonna get a precept on that right there. We're gonna get Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 24, right? Then the Spirit entered into me, and set me upon my feet, and spake with me, and said unto me, Go, shut thyself within thine house. So once the Lord remove his prophets, you know what I'm saying, people will be seeking the prophets, In verse 25, but thou, O son of man, behold, they shall put bands upon thee, and shall bind thee with them, and thou shalt not go out among them. I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt be dumb, and shall not be to them a reprover, for they are rebellious house, man. So let's read this again. 2 Esdras 5 and verse 9, right? And salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. So it can be betrayals everywhere, people turning against each other. Read it on down. Then shall wit, which is wisdom, hide itself, like Ezekiel did. Like the Spirit of the Lord hopped on Ezekiel to shut itself within his house, right? And understanding withdraw itself into the secret chamber, right? And shall be sought of many, everybody, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, majority of the people gonna be seeking his wisdom, and shall be sought of many, and yet not be found. People are not gonna find them. You're not gonna be able to find the prophets. And if you do, the parable of the 10 virgins, 5 were wise, 5 were foolish, man. The wise are gonna tell the foolish, figure it out for yourself, basically, man. You see? So it can be sought of many. So many people gonna be seeking his understanding. Damn near everybody. Verse 10, and shall be sought of many, and yet not be found. Then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon earth. One land also shall ask another, and say, Is righteousness that maketh a man righteous going through thee? And it shall say, No. So people gonna be asking each other, did those prophets come through here today? They'll be like, nah, I haven't seen them, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for them too. I'm trying to get to understand. I want to know what's going on. You see? Verse 12. At that time shall men hope. They're gonna have hope. You know what I'm saying? I hope I run to these prophets, man. I hope I get some understanding. You know what I'm saying? Women too. I hope I run to a prophet so he can protect me. I want him to take away my reproach. Right? Watch this. And at that time shall men hope, but nothing obtain. They shall labor, but their ways shall not prosper. So these are the times that we're coming into, man. So the elect men will be highly sought after. Let's go back to Isaiah 32nd chapter. Right? Isaiah 32 and verse 9, right? Rise up, ye women that are at ease. So Israelite women out there that's at ease. You uncomfortable in this society, in this westernized, wicked ass society. You love it here. You gotta rise up, man. You see what I'm saying? You gotta Micah, what's that? Micah 2:10. Arise and depart, for this is not your rest. Right now, you should be trying to flock to the men of the Lord right now, before that time come. You see? Rise up, you women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. So right now, the Spirit of the Lord is speaking through me, man. Give ear unto his speech. Verse 10, many days and years shall ye be troubled. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, you should be afraid, man, for the times is coming, because it can be very bad, man. You see? And in a lawless society, men are going to do anything, they want to women out here. You see? So you don't want to get caught up in that judgment. So verse 11, tremble ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Stripe you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. You're supposed to be in the spirit of mourning, repentant, coming back to Yahweh Shem Shai, so he could guide and protect you, man. You see? So rise up, man. Tremble. If you're at ease, you should be afraid, man. For this video lesson actually, move you, motivate you, persuade you, to want to seek Yahweh Shem Shai. Seek out the man of the Lord in these last days. You see? I got another one lined up. We're gonna go to 2nd Esdras chapter 15 verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. So I'm speaking the words of prophecy, man. This will come to pass. In a lawless society, like I read in Isaiah the 13th chapter, it can be race wars everywhere, women getting raped and ravished, men getting killed left and right, a lot of widows, a lot of death, destruction, plagues, pestilences. You see? So people are going to seek the men of the Lord for answers. They're going to seek the men of the Lord for protection. Women are going to seek the men of the Lord for protection. Let's read on down. 2nd Esdras 15:1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Right? Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. So the Lord will bring all of this upon the world. And when he brings this, let's read this. Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1. And in that day, 7 women, with 7 is completion, right, shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. We're going to take care of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We're going to feed ourselves, wear our own apparel. We don't want none of your clothes. You know what I'm saying? Only let us be called by thy name. Meaning what? They're going to want to lay with this man, so this man can make them their his wife. So only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. So they're gonna want their reproach taken away. They're gonna want to make it. They're gonna want protection during this time. So this proves that women gonna flock to the men of the Lord when all breaking loose. You see? And I read the scripture, 2nd Esdras 5th chapter, how wisdom, wit, it can be sought of many. So you're gonna have even men seeking, understanding and wisdom and answers, in a confused, lawless society, right? The real man, verse 3, right? 2nd Esdras 15 and verse 3, right? So back to 2nd Esdras 15 and verse 3. Fear not the imagination against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. So that's what the Lord about to bring upon this earth. Verse 14, let's jump down. Verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands, race wars. You see? For there shall be sedition among men, right? Uprisings, uproars of the people. You see? And invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and they're not going to care about authority, right? Watch this. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. People going to take matters into their own hands. People going to do whatever the hell they want to do. They're going to have a wicked satanic vibration on them. A do as thou wilt spirit, during these times. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, because martial law can get implemented. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So men are gonna be afraid, women gonna be terrified, petrified, all hell breaking loose, man. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So that's what coming on this earth, great tribulation, man. So that's why it's high time to seek Yahweh Bashim Yahushua while he may be found, man. Because when that time comes, matter of fact, I keep mentioning this, but I don't think I brought it out yet. Right? I don't know if I quoted it earlier, but the Spirit is going to read it anyway. We're going to get Amos 8, verse 11. And it reads, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread nor thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. In that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst, because they're going to be thirsty for this word, this understanding, the spiritual living waters, and they're not going to be able to find it, man. You see, and even if they do find the men of the Lord not even going to teach them. The Lord told Ezekiel he going to make his tongue cleave to the roof of his mouth. And that's what the Lord will do to the prophets all over again, man. So this is what's coming on this earth, man. So during Great Tribulation, people going to be seeking the words of the Lord. They're going to seek out the elect men. You see? That reminds me of this other precept. I believe it was Amos 5 and verse 13. Therefore the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is an evil time. And when you go into the word prudent, it goes into the prophets, basically, teachers. It's going to the prophets. It's sakal. And it means to be circumspect. Those that's on their watch, man. Prudent, teach, wisely, understand, consider, instruct, understand. So the men will understand it. The men that's wise, with wisdom upon them. The teachers, which are the prophets, pursuant to Isaiah 30th chapter, verse 20. The Lord said his teachers not going to be removed to a corner anymore. So the teachers are back on the earth, man. Right? So people going to be seeking the elect men. They're going to be highly sought after. Let's read this, right? I'm ending it off soon. 2 Ezra 16. And we're going to jump down to the point. And verse 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none. So this one Esau come down with that great wrath. So I got one more after this. Salakia. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen. So that's when, like, you have to understand this, man. For 7 women, which is a complete amount, to flock to one man, they're gonna have to know he's a part of the elect, basically. Or part of the hopeful elect. They're gonna know that the Lord is dealing with that man. You see? So for men to try to seek the words of the Lord, through his prophets, they're gonna have to know that this is a prophet, man. The Lord is dealing with this man. I need understanding. I want to know what's going on. I want to know what's gonna happen next. You see? So the people are gonna know who the Lord chosen is, and plus the Lord will give these men powers, man, spiritual powers, right? So it's verse 73. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as a gold in the fire, right? That reminds me of another precept. Isaiah, right? Back to Isaiah, and verse 59 and verse 19, and it reads, So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. So when Esau comes down with that great wrath, the Lord can bless him in with spiritual powers. That standard goes to what? Escape, disappear, put to fly. So men gonna be doing all types of things in these last days. The elect men. So when the Lord gives these men that power, people gonna see it and they're gonna know who the Lord chosen and they're gonna know who the Lord is dealing with. These women and men too. They're gonna seek understanding and answers. So back to 2 Ezra chapter 16. And let's read verse 74 and down. So it reads what? Hear, O ye my beloved, his elect. Saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be not afraid, neither doubt. For the Most High is your guide, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, save the Lord power. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. So during this time, the Lord will deliver his elect. And that's why you're gonna have women flocking to the elect because they want to get delivered as well. You're gonna have men trying to get understanding from the elect because they're gonna want to understand what's going on. They're gonna want answers. And for the vast majority, it's gonna be too late. For you women and you wicked Israelites out there, man, it's gonna be too late for a lot of y'all, man. Those are predestinated to get delivered and saved by seeing the miracles. That's their lot. They're gonna see the miracles, they're gonna believe, and the Lord gonna save them. But for you wicked Israelites, that scoffing, mocking, talking all type of shit right now, don't try to switch gears when that time come, man. So I pray you was edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. I want to give Kohalayim La Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Akakadosh. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to the elect scattered abroad, pushing this truth and sincerity. With that, I'm going to say, Shalom.